Okay, folks, this one's really, really gross. It stinks. It fucking stinks like fucking piss. But that's what I have to use, unfortunately, in some of my demos because I've got to take what I can while I can in what I use to make these demos so I can go to the air on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9, and it's proving difficult to get their attention, and it's taken a long time and a lot of hard work and finding things on the street, some things being absolutely grotty and filthy and gross. Gross is the operative word for it. It stinks. Oh, it's so gross. Smells like fucking piss or something similar. Don't know why it smells like that. I expected it to smell like sweat, but it smells more like fucking urine or something similar. It's really quite hideous, the smell. I'm going to have to wash my hands after I've finished with it. I do think the photocopy is going to be contaminated by it. Ugh, grotty. Yuck. Fuck me dead. What do I have to do to get the attention of the news channel? Fuck. Okay, it's this. It's this singlet. You wouldn't think it smelled like urine. You'd think it would more likely smell like sweat. I don't know where that smell comes from, but it really reeks. It reeks, folks. This fucking singlet reeks like fucking urine. It absolutely stinks. It's filthy. It's grotty, folks. To be quite... It might sound like I'm being a drama queen, but it really does. It really smells quite horrid. I don't want to touch the buttons with my fingertips now, because I'm going to contaminate it. Fuck me dead. This is what I have to deal with, folks, just to get on the 6 o'clock news, just to get their attention, to try and get the attention of the news channels. Channel 9 is the channel I've chosen now. I've given up on all the others. But this is it. This is what I'm trying to do. And this has come up looking kind of crap. Although this part there might work interestingly. I don't know why this has to be so fucking smelly. Really, it's gross. It's so fucking... It's really, really disgusting, to say the least. I know there's a lot of artists do have to work with smelly things, but I wish I didn't have to, I wish I didn't have to work with something so really off car. It really smells like shit, like really, it really reeks. It really does, it reeks. It's reeking of really like urine. It's on my fingers now, it's disgusting. There's the old saying, beggars can't be choosers, folks. You have to fucking take what you get. I didn't notice the smell until this morning when I decided to handle it, have a sniff, take a whiff and a sniff, and that's it. It stinks like fucking urine. It's disgusting. It really is, but what can you do, folks? Sometimes to get anywhere, you have to get your hands dirty, folks. You have to get your hands dirty. You can't always choose. You can't always choose what you want and how you want it. You have to fucking take what you got, what you get, what you fucking, really. It's disgusting, I know, but, what can you do? I'm going to get rid of the background colour, see what we get. Going to just cool that down a bit. Going to remove this reeky piece of garment, and we're going to throw it straight into the waste bin. I'm going to try not to touch the lid with that as much as I can, because I don't want that on my hands when I'm disposing of stuff in the kitchen. I might have to wipe it down. It's disgusting, folks. Things I go through, folks. Example of what I go through to try to get my life into gear, to try and get on the 6 o'clock news as an artist. And art can be very dirty, and the old saying, you suffer for your art, is really true. I feel like, folks, I've always suffered from my art. In more ways than one. Anything from when I was a budding young photocopier artist at the age of 14, and my family banned me from photocopying altogether because they didn't want me doing this. I really suffered dealing with that. So, I really wanted to do photocopier art, and I suffered for my family trying to stop me from doing it, blocking me from it, banning me from it. It really hurt my feelings, and as an artist it was really difficult dealing with that kind of shit that I got. It really was. It was really difficult dealing with my family not approving of what I was into. It really hurt my feelings, and it really made my artistic practice really quite difficult and miserable. I just couldn't peacefully enjoy what I wanted to do, and I was expected to excel at school and socially, and I got teased, I got bullied, and I never had much fun at school. I was expected to be a scholar, not a fucking artist. And it was hard. School was fucking hard, and everything was fucking difficult. And the only thing that it ended up that photocopier art was the only thing that fucking could survive all this shit. And it was the only thing that could survive, in this life that I had. My life was misery at school. I just couldn't get along and live. I couldn't live. I just couldn't live, and I just wasn't allowed to be myself. And I did stupid. But the funny thing was, when I was 19, I decided to give up photocopier art, and that really fucked me up further. And that made me ending up as we are now, suffering from my art. I eventually got back into the photocopier art, but my friend Luigi, I'd gotten rid of him, as in I never rang him up on the phone when I had the opportunity to make a difference in my life, to have someone to love and who was also passionate about this art. And I missed out. So I really have had to suffer more and more and more while I'm trying to do this shit and trying to get it on the 6 o'clock news and having to juggle my finances. And good thing is, this loan is nearly finished. This loan on the photocopier is nearly finished. I've nearly paid it off. It's been a real roller coaster ride, and it's been really expensive, but I've finally come close to paying it off. But yeah, you really do get a feeling that you suffer for your art sometimes, folks, when you're doing it really passionately and intensely, and it becomes expensive, and it's really hard work, folks. You really do suffer for it, folks. But I'm not going to give up my dreams. This is my dream. This is my life in a bloody machine. I'm trying to get on Channel 9, and I'm trying to make something of my life, even though my dad and my brother still hate my art, and my mum, well, she thinks it's not financially viable, so she's not exactly on my side either, even though I know she doesn't mean to hurt me. I know that, folks. But she's not on my side. She doesn't believe that this is going to get me anywhere. She thinks I should just sit back and just live my disabled life and just maybe watch a bit of Netflix or watch this or do this shit, settle down. She lives a very boring life. She doesn't do much, and she just seems so contented with being idle, just watching a bit of Netflix, maybe doing some knitting. I know she loves me, but she doesn't seem to realise that a person like myself cannot live a low stim in existence. I can't live like that. I can't let the world go by while I'm watching Netflix, or doing something she approves of, which I don't find terribly exciting or useful. So I don't find it useful. I just can't live like that. It's not my kind of life. It'd be like killing me slowly, torturing me. And I just can't live like that, folks. Even though I know she means well. I know she means well. I know she's not meaning to hurt me. But she doesn't realise that if I do listen to her advice, it's going to hurt me. It's going to hurt me immensely. I won't have a future. I'll be dead. I don't know how I'll die, but I'll die. Poverty, everything's becoming expensive. The cost of living is going up, while the cost of keeping yourself going is not going anywhere. What you earn and that. So yeah, and that's come up looking really quite interesting. I think we can now call this smelly demo quits.